It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to the West Coast. Actually, a cool evening and cloudy. How about that? Might want to hit the R on your recorder because you don't get many of these. It's a piece of weather history. Welcome, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. For the Orioles, they open up the six-game West Coast trip here against the Angels, a club that started out red hot and then has suddenly cooled off, especially here in the games they've played at home. For the Orioles last April, they ended up 15-8. Nowhere near that this year. They are 8-20 coming into the month of May. So happy May Day, and let's see if the Orioles can get the numbers turned around. There are always positives, though. These are the ones I selected to take a look at tonight. For those who are even better than expected, and there were big expectations for Manny. Those are incredible numbers. Those are MVP kind of numbers he's putting up. For Richard Blyer, a great first month out of the bullpen, 16 2/3 innings, only one run. The surprises, I thought Cisco behind the plate playing more than was anticipated and getting it done. 7 RBIs, 3 doubles, decent average. Araujo coming out of the bullpen. Not much known about him going into the spring, but Buck has relied on him for 15 2/3 innings. Steady and very good. Trey Mancini, unbelievable numbers in the leadoff spot. He's picked up right where he left off last year. And Dylan Bundy, even though the record is 1-3, his performances in the starting rotation have for all but one game been outstanding. So, Jim, we got those numbers. Now some people to join them maybe in May.
Well, yeah, that's what you really want to see happen. And again, individual performance, and this is a team game, comprised of individuals, but you need more of the guys having good months, and that didn't happen. Cisco earned his way. You thought Caleb Joseph, he had that big triple, gave him the lead. They win opening day, but he has not played up to his capabilities. So Chance Cisco, they take a chance on Chance, and I tell you, he's done a nice job, not only hitting but also throwing. Mancini's Mancini, leading off because of a lack of a leadoff guy, but they get Trumbo back tonight. He does add presence to the lineup, but collectively, this team, from the bullpen to the starters to the hitters, they need to do a better job. And the Red Sox have come in here, the Yankees have come in here, the Angels have yet to beat both of those teams. They've had trouble with the American League East teams. Maybe that trend will continue tonight.
Well, if that's going to happen, the Orioles are going to have to get a good start out of Alex Cobb, the acquired man who the Orioles really counting on then and now to anchor that starting rotation.
I was always a big fan of Alex Cobb, and let's look at the numbers. If you look at the whip, that's walks and hits per innings pitched. Well, this was before, early on, and then this year, again, everything. Strikeouts are down because the splitter hasn't been very good. Swing and a miss because the splitter hasn't very good. The fastball command. When you throw 91 to 92 and you end up in the middle of the plate, whether it was last game where he was good for 4 innings and then all the curveballs kind of center cut in the 5th inning, it's going to catch up with you. So he's capable of pitching better. And just think about it. And would we like to? 4-year, $57 million. He pitched when he really wasn't ready. I don't blame him, trying to do the right thing. Hopefully he's back in shape and he will give him a chance to win. Really has not been able to do that over his first 3 starts.
Okay, a lot to look at tonight. Albert Pujols really reached the 3,000 mark in hits. So Otani's going to be in as the DH. Mark Trumbo comes off the DL. All coming up. and see. Make today the day. And here in Anaheim, a few clouds around up high. Been a rather cool day. BGE home brings us our game time temperature. You take a look at a cool 59 degrees to start the ball game tonight. Game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. And the starting lineup for the Orioles tonight, again, it'll be changed a bit with Trumbo back. Mancini, Peterson, and Machado. Jones, Alvarez on a home run tear. Trumbo, Davis, Santander, and Cisco. Alvarez last 3, 4 for 7, 4 home runs, 6 RBIs.
And that lineup will face Nick Tropiano. You can see fastballs. Had Tommy John, so he missed all of last year. Fastball velocity down 88 and 89 miles per hour. So the splitter, the secondary pitches, you can see a lot of sliders, but the split-fingered fastball, that's the one that appears against a pretty good hitting team like the Orioles. That will be a strike and then dive out of the strike zone.
Tropiano out of West Islip, New York. He went to school on the island, on Long Island, and at Stony Brook University, where he played his college baseball. See the numbers he's put up so far. Pretty distinct advantage going to those left-handers, and the right-handers, another story. He retires 68% of leadoff batters. He has no record against the Orioles. He has pitched against the O's. Didn't factor in a decision in July of 2016, game he pitched at Camden Yards. So that's the only time the Orioles have seen him, and most of the Orioles, if they have any, will have 2 or 3 at-bats against him. So the 27-year-old right-hander is ready to go, and so are the Orioles. Angels have lost 4 in a row. They are 5-10 here at home. Trey Mancini leading it off, continuing to produce in that leadoff spot. Pretty much straight up D. Little breeze blowing in from right field, and we've got that marine layer early.
Yeah, his last game, first leadoff home run of his year. I was telling him, I said, you're what, about 30 behind George Springer now, who's hit about 31 in 509 games. He goes, he's hit that many? I says, well, you just work on number 2.
Pitch on the way, and that'll be foul back. That is a heater at 90 miles an hour. A couple of guys leading off. Mancini can obviously hit home runs, even though he hasn't done a lot of that, only his second year in the leadoff spot. And Ian Kinsler on the other side. Kinsler can hit leadoff home runs. So you got 2 in the leadoff spot who are dangerous for the long ball their first time up. Pitch on the way to him, and a good off-speed breaking ball down and away gets him.
Yeah, so you may get one fastball, which is really the strike 2 pitch to hit, and then he can go to the curveball, go to a little slider like that. Might have been a splitter because it went straight down. So there you go. It's strike the ball, and you can throw it in the 0-2 count, and he does.
Good pitch. Bring up Jace Peterson.
Gary, you look at his last start, and his last, he beat Kansas City, 6 2/3 innings, and then got roughed up by the Red Sox, who can rough up anybody, and then the Astros, defending world champions. But going through the 4th inning, he had struck out 6 of the first 9 guys, had a perfect game going, and then all of a sudden lost his command, walked the bases loaded, ended up giving up 4 runs in 5 1/3 innings.
He has struck out 15 in 17 innings. He has given up a hit per inning so far, and this is 4th start. Off-speed breaking ball will be taken away. Jace Peterson getting the start at second base and facing this right-hander for the first time. But Showalter continuing to be impressed with the style of play he sees out of Peterson. He is a dirt dog. He is a hustler. He has outstanding speed. He just grinds out baseball games the way baseball managers love. And Peterson has brought that, and I think kind of a surprise in that regard. Not that he hadn't played that way all the time, but I don't think a lot of people knew it. And Buck having an opportunity to see it live has been wow.
Yeah, I think the baseball instincts are very, very good. They're just the way, some of the things you talked about. I thought his comment about I control the strike zone is one of my strengths, because he doesn't hit a lot of home runs. He doesn't steal a lot of bases. He's just, what did the Jimmy Williams that managed the Red Sox say? He's a baseball player.
Yeah, he just wins. 3-1 delivery. That came off the end of the bat, not very deep. Calhoun started back, but it actually ends up being a shallow fly ball to right, and there are 2 down. 2 away here in the first inning. Orioles on the road. They have won 3 and lost 10. The Orioles have been so far a better team at home, 5 and 10. They've got better numbers at home, offensively and pitching wise. Angels are just the other way around. Here is Manny. Machado brings a 4-game hit streak into the ball game and started the day in the leagues and major leagues best batting average. And he's putting up just awesome numbers for the Orioles. He's also in second place in home runs. There are actually 3 ahead of him. Haniger, Didi, Gregorius, and Trout started the day with 10. And Manny Machado and Davidson have 9 apiece. So you got some real power here in these 2 lineups for comparison purposes, Trout and Machado. And the inevitable question started as soon as Manny made a public appearance here at the ballpark. Dodgers, of course, have lost their starting shortstop, Corey Seager, for the year. He'll have an operation. So the first question was, would the Dodgers be interested in Manny?
And I really thought, unbelievably mature response.
That ball's going to be down the line. He's going to get another one. It'll roll into the corner. Upton going after it. Manny's on his way to second base. He'll go in standing up. So Machado extends his hit streak to 5 in his first at bat here tonight with a 2-bagger.
And he's been saying all year long, I think last year maybe rushed a little bit, got over aggressive. It's about getting good pitches. Check this one out. Kind of stays up in the zone. You don't want to live there against Manny Machado, especially if you're throwing 90. And there it is. I mean, he just hooks it into the corner for 2. But again, the maturity that he did the interviews. I mean, you know, the Dodgers all the way to get what, game 7, losing the World Series. Seager out with the Tommy John, but at least I say a year, but it's going to be at least a year. Yeah. And he's a potential free agent. And he does have a lot of value. Arguably in the top 5 players. And you could maybe move him up right behind Trout and a couple of other guys. He's that good.
Off-speed breaking ball starts Adam Jones out. So the Orioles with a chance to get on the board with a runner on at second base, 2 down. Adams trying to get out of an 0 for 12. That is, dropped his average down to that 239 mark. Manny will be held by Kinsler. A little tight to the bag. Kinsler's moved over. They're playing Jones in the infield to pull, not all the way around, however. Rupiano's off-speed delivery again is going to catch the inside corner.
Yeah, take a look at their defense, and it's a good one. Upton, Trout, and Calhoun. Balbuena, Simmons, who's the Gold Glover, Kinsler, Pujols having to play because of Ohtani being the DH, and then Maldonado, who won the Gold Glove.
Adam hitting only 172 in these situations so far this year. He was the best on the Orioles last year, big numbers. Breaking ball, good stop. Maldonado going out to get that one. Oh, the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Maldonado behind the plate, some good D. Really struggling on the other side of it when he gets to the plate hitting. We'll talk about that when he comes up. One of the problems for these Angels trying to score runs, they've got a number of players who are in some pretty severe droughts.
So he's 5 for 29. If he gets a hit, he will immediately go from 172 to 200. So it's that time of the year where a couple of hits in a row.
And there's that off-speed pitch. Adam kind of drops the bat down in disgust. Rupiano gets a couple of strikeouts. The Orioles leave a runner on at second base. ball game, meeting with some of the players and then getting together in the stands. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Angels. It'll be Kinsler, Trout, and Upton. Pujols, Ohtani, Simmons, Valbuena, Calhoun, and Maldonado. Pujols closing in on one of those truly magic marks, the 3,000 hit mark. He's got 2,996.
So Alex Cobb for start. You can see fastball, knuckle, curveball. Used it a lot against the Tampa Bay Rays, his former team, and then the splitter. Splitter needs to get a little bit better. Fastball command needs to get a little bit better. And again, we talked about a late start sign, the 21st of the month of March. What an extended spring training game, a backfield game, and then 3 starts in the big leagues. And those numbers: 400 by righties, 563, 18 for 32 by the left-handed hitter.
He starts it out with a fastball. It's going to be hit down to third. Worm eater right there. Alvarez playing third has it. And back over at first, Davis.
Well, take a look at the defense, and you're probably going, well, Pedro Alvarez. Well, you want his bat in the lineup, so we'll start at third. Alvarez, Machado, Peterson, who comes over from the Yankees. A waiver claim, Davis, Cisco. That's the infield. Mancini, Jones. Rule 5 player, Anthony Santander, in right field here in Anaheim.
Oh, Buck Showalter continues to do what he's had to do throughout his career, and that's shuffle, not only in the lineup but also in the field. Alvarez's second start at third base this year. And here is Mike Trout. Trout's even better this year than he's been in the past, which I think is impossible. Pitch will be taken for a strike on the inside corner.
Well, he is Mike Trout.
He is Mike Trout. And he's gone 7 for 12 against Cobb with 2 home runs against the Orioles starter. Shift on in the infield. Breaking ball. That one's going to skip all the way to the screen. Bounced out in front of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Said he wanted to get better as a defensive player this year while continuing his offensive prowess, and that is exactly what he has done. By all of the new stats that are given out, his defense has improved dramatically, making plays that he did not make last year. And he will step out again. What he wanted to do is be able to get to more baseballs, have a better feel for where he's playing. He was 89th last year in getting to those balls that generally would not be caught. This year he has moved all the way up to 11th in the season in the outs that are tough to get on balls generally that fall in.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons, and obviously he's always, whether it's offense or defense, I mean even stealing bases, he's playing a little more shallow. You know, he's used to play about as deep as center fielder as you could possibly play. So you play in a little bit. Of course, with his speed, he can run down balls that other guys can't.
Cobb trying to work away, stay down, away from the power. You take a look at his numbers in May.
And he missed, what, 39 games if you look at May, 2016 and 17. Last year, the ligament problem, and he still hit over 300, still hit 30 or more home runs, 33 of them.
He is tied for first in home runs coming into today's play, 10. And a foul tip that's going to end up in the mitt. Cobb did keep it down and away, and he looks out at him like, pretty good pitch.
Well, that's, again, we talk about the splitter, and we circled it because of it right here. Again, this is about as good a hitter as there is. And he gets into the count where he gets 2 strikes, and then the splitter goes straight down. So for Alex Cobb, he is not going to throw it by you when the quality of his pitches will dictate it. I mean all 3 of them. Fastball command, whether you can get the splitter to actually go down. We've seen Tropiano do that. And then can he throw the curveball for a strike? Usually can do that.
So he gets the out, and there are 2 down. Here's Upton. Batting third in the lineup. Upton will take the pitch for a strike. Upton has faced Cobb only twice. 0 for 2. For a .229 average, not bad in the month of April with the 4 home runs and the 13 RBIs. Pretty decent for an average that is not up there. He has scored 15 times as well. Breaking ball will be taken outside. You saw the numbers for Cobb, 2 and 2. Lifetime against this ball club. It's his 7th career start against the Angels. And the last one, July 15 of last year, a member of the Tampa Bay Rays, and picked up a win in that ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Nobody on, 2 away. Infield is shifted around. Little hesitation, and we'll get that one in a fastball. Pretty good one. And now it's time for Lowe's whole team together. Home run leaders.
Well, you talked about Trout, and then Pujols with 619 lifetime home runs, and Justin Upton, typical year for him is somewhere between 28 to maybe 35. Just Dobbs going off the mound. He thought he might have hit that outside corner.
Mike DeMuro, veteran umpire. Historically, these kinds of pitches will go to the hitter. Could have gone either way. Close. Brian Gorman, the crew chief, out there at second base. Roberto Ortiz at first. Dan Osanya is at third. And that one, another splitter that bounces in the dirt. Pretty good patience by Upton, letting those go by. He had the chance to see what Cobb was throwing to Trout. And he's seeing a lot of the same thing, but not biting them. 3-2. Pujols waiting on deck. Down to first. Davis is the only one over there with a shift on and went right to him. So a good start. Cobb retires the side in order. Take a look at Alvarez at the plate coming up. Has won 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Richard Scratch House, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. And Rebecca, good luck. It'll be tough to get a ball out here tonight with the cool weather and the marine layer kind of in, humidity's up, so the air damp. But both of these teams have guys who can do that no matter what the weather.
Yeah, and Alvarez, as you mentioned, he hit up last 7 times, 4 home runs, 6 RBIs. He got some fastballs to hit. Last series I did was Cleveland, never got a fastball to hit.
He's had 2 home runs for second straight start. And he will take the pitch on the outside corner for his strike. Here they are.
Yeah, I mean, they're crushed. It just nailed to center field. I mean, you know, you're into the 430 range. And again, I mean, off the railing.
Pedro's got a 3-game hit streak coming into this. Tropiano, the 1-1 delivery. Chopped down on that one. Pitcher will cover. Tropiano will take the flip. Pujols got it to him. And Alvarez is retired. Well, the Orioles welcome back Mark Trumbo, added to the roster today. This, of course, place where he played for a couple of years by the team that originally drafted him, the Angels. Those are the numbers Mark put up last season, and now gets a chance to get back in the Orioles lineup. Buck Showalter talking about just the presence of having Trumbo back in the lineup matters as to how pitchers work their way through the lineup.
Yeah, I think, I mean, Buck, of course, was an outfielder, but he's been around long enough to know.
Goes after the first pitch, sees foul ball.
You know, 23 home runs last year, an off year compared to the 47, which led the major leagues in home runs his first year as an Oriole.
So Mark anxious, obviously, to get back in the lineup. He'll cut the swing down a little bit first couple of games just to get started, get himself back in game shape, if you will, the major league level. 0-1 delivery on the way to him. Breaking ball. It'll just miss the outside corner. Mark, from Anaheim, he played high school baseball only about 10 minutes from this ballpark, and then was drafted by the Angels and played here 2010 to 2013 in an Angels uniform. So back to some familiar territory. Trumbo waiting on it, and a ground ball on top of, again, fouling right straight back.
Well, that splitter's dancing like a knuckleball. Again, a couple of strikeouts for Tropiano. He was drafted back to a 5th round draft choice by Houston, and then came over to the Angels. Got 13 starts a couple of years ago, and then got the Tommy John surgery, the transplanted ligament. So he missed all of last year. And if you've ever gone through arm problems, it's nice to see anybody come back from that.
And there's that breaking ball again that settles down and away, an unhittable pitch, but looks pretty good on the way up.
So you get the one fastball to hit, you foul it off with a pretty good swing, and then you get the splitter and then the slider. And the bottom drops out.
And that will bring up Chris Davis. Chris back in the lineup after getting a couple of days off, working on the swing, trying to generate some offense. A tough start with a 161 average, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Trying to get him to take advantage of left field, go the other way and hit more down on the ball than up on it. If that happens, his swing will not be quite as pronounced an uppercut as he usually has, if he can do that. And they'd love to be able to go over by Valbuena, get it over his head and not try and go into that right side. 0-1 delivery on the way. That'll be taken outside. The fastball not close. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Boy, Chris, 238 lifetime average against the Angels. He's had 6 home runs against them here in this ballpark at Angels Stadium. Tropiano's delivery close but not quite. That'll miss. Count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, I think the one number that jumps out, everybody's talking about launch angle, getting the ball in the air. He's only hitting 30% of the balls this year in the air, which is very low for him.
And bounce 3 feet in front.
Yeah, I think for Tropiano, I mean, obviously he cannot throw the fastball on the inside half of the plate, which was a lot of the power pitchers, especially the righties, will try to pitch Chris Davis. So it's going to have to be slow stuff. And there's his pitching coach, Charles Dagey, 3rd year here. Out over the plate at 90, it becomes very hittable.
3-1 delivery on the way. Davis will take it. It is at the knees, and again, there is no such thing as a fastball count. Off-speed pitch takes it to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see what Tropiano decides to throw here. Getting back into the count, whether he stays with the off-speed stuff or maybe goes again with that splitter. 3-2 delivery on the way, and he went away with a fastball. So the Orioles get a base runner, as they did in the first inning. They were 2 down, and they got 1 here with 2 away. This season at Oriole Park, kids cheer free. Bring young Oriole fans 9 and under to Camden Yards free of charge. Every adult purchasing the regularly priced individual game ticket in the upper deck is invited to bring up to 2 children free. For details, go to Orioles.com/kids free. Great to see all the youngsters back home in the upper deck for a number of games.
And a big crowd on Sunday. Orioles winning the first home series, 2 out of 3 against the Tigers.
Here's Anthony Santander. Santander's picked the pace up. 4-game hit streak, breaking that Mendoza line, getting up to 213. Santander gets his first chance in this ballpark and will take the pitch for a strike. He's gone 2 for 8 overall against the Angels, but he has not played against the Angels here in Anaheim. Anthony Santander trying to put up the marks that'll keep him here with that 44-day necessity of staying with the ball club as a signee last year, Rule 5. The ball will be fouled back, laid that down and away. Tropiano gets ahead of him 0-2.
Yeah, so for Nick, I mean, you come back from Tommy John, most people, again, he's kind of rushed back. A lot of times get back quickly, but how long does your arm really get its full strength? Maybe 16, 18 months.
It's only his 28th career start, missing that whole year last year. He's got an 8-9 lifetime record. Runner on first base. And again, just 82 miles an hour. Gives it a big heave with the body language, but only 82 on the way to the plate. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. It's the left-handers who have put the big numbers up against him. 270 overall, the batting average, against the right-handed starter. Chris Davis held by Pujols at first. That ball tagged and foul. Vince Lombardi would love to have had those two guys at first base. Put them right next to Jerry Kramer. I mean, talk about power right. How about the two of them leading Horning around the right side?
Yeah, with Jim Taylor in front of Horning.
Yeah,
that would work. Man,
it'd probably get you upfield. Paul didn't get touched a lot.
That's why
the power right was run.
What was his nickname out of Notre Dame? The Golden Boy?
The Golden Boy. And that one in the air to center field. Hit pretty good, but shy of the warning track. Trout, who's fairly deep anyway, will put it away, and Santander is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left. Great to have you with us here in SoCal. Down, Albert Pujols closing in on the magic mark of 3,000 hits. He only needs 4 more here in this one. You take a look at the favorite foes, Jim.
Yeah, I saw that article in Sports Illustrated. I'm going, okay, Randy Johnson, he won 300 games. Kershaw, as good as anybody. Maddox, 355 games. Clemens in the 350 range. Pettit. Who didn't he hit?
Yeah, really?
Well,
those are
Pedro
the guys he hit
Martinez.
best. God forbid if you weren't a 20-game winner.
Felix Hernandez and Pedro Martinez. There were two guys.
Cobb's delivery to him will be taken for a strike. So people, obviously, a part of being here is to be on hand for a magic baseball moment. I mean, you don't want to let these go by if you're a baseball fan. Sometimes we just kind of forget who we're watching. We are watching one of the game's all-time great players. Pujols will take that one away, as will probably be said about Manny in a few years. He already is one of those players. Just a matter of consistency over some more time. But Albert has been consistent over the years. Pitch on the way to him, a breaking ball, a good one by Cobb. That one froze him up.
Well, Gary, just the amazing numbers. I walked into Jupiter Stadium, and Mark McGuire, I'd met him at the '84 Olympics, and he was playing for the Cardinals. He said, wait till you see this kid. He was talking about Pujols. And
he was right.
Yeah, he really was. And the point that he said is not only does he work as hard as anybody I've ever seen, the other thing is he sees everything. So he's got a great feel for the game. And I used to always, when you go to spring training games, I said, why do they ever pitch to him? Then you look around, 34 intentional walks, 44, 38. They didn't. But he still hit 38 to 45 home runs and 45 to maybe 52 doubles every year.
Cobb ready with a 2-2 delivery to him. Pujols to chopper to the middle. That's right into the shift. Peterson will make the play, the second baseman, and Pujols is retired. One down here in the second inning. Albert, by the way, will be the 32nd player ever to reach 3,000 hits. And so long as the Orioles beat the Angels, I wouldn't mind having him do that while we're here, just to be a part of it.
Yeah, you want to win 3 in a row, and I hope he gets 6 or 7 hits, and they don't win games, and he's going to get them. It's just a matter of time.
Shohei Ohtani back in the lineup. Bad ankle. He was supposed to pitch in this ball game against the Orioles, but because of the ankle, they decided no. So put him in the DH role. He has a 3-game hit streak coming in. It's the left ankle. Making ball taken outside. Talking to Mike Scioscia before the ball game. Mike said, "I'm putting him out there as DH. I have no concerns about his ability to do everything he needs to do." Mike said he can run.
Oh, he can fly.
So there's nothing wrong with the ankle that will prevent him from running the base paths. Tony will take the pitch, and it'll be up. It is an amazing press conference down on the bench when Mike comes out before the game. Mike speaks Spanish, so he always does some Spanish questions and answers. Now he's got a Japanese interpreter there along with English. And the number of press, of course, from Japan, I don't know. There must have been 40 journalists from Japan who were down there covering this game.
Well, got in here, what, about 10 to 3 today, and you've got to wait in line now to get in because of him.
Yeah. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Ohtani reaching for that one. That goes into the shift as well. Manny's got it. Flies down the line and gets the out. Last year, these 2 ball clubs went this way.
Yeah, the Orioles win 75 games. The Angels win 80. They go 80 and 82. So pretty even, except starter ERA, which is why they got Cashner and Cobb who's pitching tonight. And look at the Oriole bullpen. Now, of course, Britton was in and out. He won't be back till late May. The bullpen. In fact, the bullpen this year, the Angels are about a run better. Both of the starting staffs for the Angels and the Orioles are over 5 runs a game.
And the pitch will stand him up and miss up high. And Drelton Simmons, talking about real good hitters. Here's one of them. Got the .312 average, 15 RBIs that he's brought home. He's got a 5-game hit streak coming into this ball game. He has hit against Cobb. He's gone 2 for 5 against the Orioles starter. Ripped 5. Perhaps most impressive, he is the most difficult hitter in the American League to strike out.
Yeah, and now, of course, he's swinging the bat with some authority. You know, watching the Angels down in Houston. And a fastball down the line for a home run. Hanging slider down the line for a home run. Right here, fastball in the middle of the plate. Smacked down the left field line. So it's not just about contact. Look at those numbers. 6 for his last 15 with power.
And what a great off-speed breaking ball. He was licking heat, and thus his timing way off. Had no chance to connect on this.
Yeah, this is a heck of a curveball. I mean, that's, again, when you get your arm speed, getting yourself in shape. You know, signed the 21st of March. Trying to pitch at the major league level. When you're not ready, you get hit hard, and he did.
And a ground ball into the shift again. Peterson, who's playing over there, the second baseman. Over to Chris Davis, and 3 ground ball outs for Cobb, and that is always a good sign. In fact, he's had 5 ground ball outs already. watching the Nationals beat up on the Pirates 12-4, out hitting them 10-8 in that ball game with Harper in the leadoff spot. And congratulations to the Nationals. Pujols has been up once in the ball game, 0 for 1. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer here at Angels Stadium. No score in the ball game. Nick Tropiano, right-hander, 27 years old, on the mound, coming back from Tommy John surgery, missing all of last year. Alex Cobb, who's 0-3 on the mound for the Orioles. Orioles bat here in the third inning. 3-game hit streak for the Oriole catcher, Chance Sisco. He will have the third baseman, Valbuena, moving in. Take away the bunt from Chance, who'll be followed by Mancini and then Peterson.
And you're going, oh, catcher, he bunts? Well, he's done it. And that's why they're playing there. They're advanced scouts for Mike Scioscia. Intimated that he will do it. You know, a lot of times you want guys to do it, but he's proved that he can.
He's got enough speed that if he gets the ball down, lays a good bunt down, he can beat it out. Moving back, Valbuena, who's generally not at third base, by the way. Cozart is getting a night off tonight. He's been struggling a bit at the plate. Pitch is taken for a strike. And you get a change like that. Manager's note, somebody playing down there is not in every day. You want to test him. Maybe lay a bunt down here early in the ball game, see whether or not he can handle it. 2 ball, 1 strike count. In the air, center field. Trout was playing over that way anyway and puts it away for the out. Well, the Orioles host the Kansas City Royals May 8 through 10 at Oriole Park, and on Wednesday, May 9, all fans will receive a Kevin Gausman t-shirt featuring the new number 34. So get your tickets today at Orioles.com. You know, Mike Bordick will be taking a look at that. Mother's Day is coming. So.
Oh, Bordy.
Trey Mancini, a strikeout victim his first time up.
He doesn't miss much, does he?
No, nope, absolutely not. She makes more whoopie pies than Sunday, and I'll get her a Mother's Day gift, and it won't be the Gausman t-shirt. The overhand breaking balls hit down to third, right on top of that one. Valbuena up over to Pujols, and Trey Mancini 0 for 2.
Yeah, again, you know, you have a pitcher's meeting. You sit down with your catcher, maybe your pitching coach, and you say, oh, how do I want to get these guys out? They hit the fastball better, especially Trey Mancini. You know, lead off home run on Sunday afternoon off of Daniel Norris. And you go, okay, I'm going to throw him the soft stuff. Now, I'll mix in my fastball, and we've seen him do that. But at the end of the day, he is not throwing fastballs by guys. He's showing you the fastball and getting you out with a curveball or the slider there or the splitter.
So that will bring Peterson up. Modified shift against him. Peterson with outstanding speed. So that will keep the third baseman in again. 2:07 for the Orioles as he gets some playing time. The Orioles continuing to have a battle through the injuries. Sardinas on the 10-day DL today. Pitch will be taken away. Vielma brought back up. He's on the bench for the ball game tonight. And of course, the Orioles added Trumbo.
And then Buck Showalter talked at his pregame. Good news about Jonathan Scope. He's going to do a couple spring training games. There is Vielma, and then I guess go to Bowie and hopefully join the club next week when they get back against the Royals.
Yep, that one right off the fist. That was a New York Times smash right there. And it will be played by Kinsler. Only took 9 to retire the Orioles in order. We go to the bottom of the third, scoreless. 2018 class in the Negro League Baseball Museum Hall of Game. And note Eddie Murray on that list. That's quite a collection of great
it really
players.
is. I mean, I pitched against Dick Allen. Mud Grant, of course, was a pitcher, played for the Twins, went to the World Series that year. He led the league. And then, of course, Kenny Lofton could do everything. Played with Eddie.
Well,
3,000 hits, 500 home runs. And then J.R. Richards, boy, I never hit against him, and I am really happy before the DH because he could throw about 98. And people, if you walked up to a guy that faced J.R. Richards, they'd go, "Whoa, whoa, that's slider."
I never saw it.
No.
The pitch, take it inside.
He was like 6'8".
Yeah.
And then
Flames,
the mound,
just flames.
The mound had there was a rumor that maybe the mound at the Astrodome a little higher than maybe the 12 inches or 10 inches it eventually would be.
That's what we needed.
Yeah.
Here is Valbuena. Breaking ball and a good one by Cobb. June 9 will be the induction date at the Negro League Museum in Kansas City. And what they do is those selections are made based on players who played with the same kind of fortitude and desire that Negro League players played with. And they select those who showed that at the major league level. A breaking ball, foul tipped into the mitt. Valbuena got fooled on that one. Turns around to ask whether or not it was a strike, and the count will go to 1-2.
Yeah, fastball hitter, hang a breaking ball. I suppose he can do it. He hit 22 home runs last year. A little bit of pop.
Valbuena on a ground ball. Shift was on. Manny Machado moves over. He will make the play. And Valbuena is retired. 2 hits in his last 24 at bats. Now show off your photography skills. Tag us in all of your O's posts on Instagram. Follow at Masson Orioles on Instagram and hashtag your photos with #1 Back the Birds. That's at Masson Orioles on Instagram. I back the Birds. Look like a 1 to me. Okay. And the pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Here's Cole Calhoun. We're talking about how this team just is not scoring right now on offense. They have lost 4 in a row, scoring just 7 runs. And nowhere near what they had when they started out 13-3. They were red hot. Since then, they've gone 3-9.
Well, and a lot of those wins, they've won 7 in a row, were on the road. And of course, that's where they score a bunch of runs. I mean, they're almost up around 6 runs a game.
Cole Calhoun puts one up the middle. They were playing him the other way, and no chance for a throw to be made. Manny stopped it, but Calhoun's got an infield hit.
We were talking to Victor Rojas, who does their play-by-play, and he said, he sees them all the time. He said Calhoun's a much better hitter when he goes up the middle or the opposite field, and that's exactly what he did. And it's one of the few curveballs, and this is what got Cobb in trouble in his last start. It just stayed up a little bit, but it happened to all be in 1 inning. But tonight his curveball's been good, with the exception of that one, and Cole Calhoun made him pay for it.
So here is Martin Maldonado, who is doing the catching. Runner on at first. First hit picked up for the Angels with 1 down. And a throw over. Get Calhoun back to the bag. Cobb has had good starts in previous games, and then gets into the 4th or 5th inning. Maybe because he lacked all that spring training warm-up, the arm seems tired a little bit. Martin Maldonado will take the pitch inside for a ball. Maldonado has not had a hit in his last 34 at-bats.
Yeah,
as
that's
you might expect, the longest drought of his career.
Yeah, the batting average is 156. Of course, last year, because he did win a Gold Glove, and Simmons, he probably doubled up the most at bats he ever had in his career after being traded by the Brewers.
Straight heat right down the middle. And it is in there for a strike. Checking down to third. Ebel, third base coach. Ebel giving the signs whether or not they want Calhoun to be moving over there. You got a big chance for a strikeout here, so it's dangerous. Put yourself in that strikeout, throw him out double play situation. And Cobb holds him well. Breaking ball down to third. That's going to be a foul ball. Maldonado out in front in the off-speed delivery and a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, these are the kind of counts that when Alex Cobb used to pitch against the Orioles in the Tommy John in 2015, where he could get you out 3 different ways. You know, he could probably throw 93 to 94. The splitter, the bottom would drop out, and he always had that curveball. Since the Tommy John, the curveball's maybe his best secondary pitch.
1-2, Cobb ahead in the count. Calhoun not going. Ground ball to the hole. He's going to get out of the offer. Runner will stop at second base as Santander will get it in. So Maldonado on a hit the other way ends the 0 for 34, and it's a big smile on his face. And with the Angels 2-1.
Yeah, all it is a fastball that's up a little bit. You could see it's almost about number high. We always talk about when lefties come up, that big hole between first and second where the runner's being held by the first baseman. Well, it exists for a right-hander if you're willing to subjugate your ego and shoot the ball that way.
When you're 0 for 34, you'll subjugate anything.
You would think so. But
just to get a hit.
Eric Hensey, the first year as the hitting instructor, saying, well, maybe we could have tried that 15 at bats ago.
Yeah. Might have helped the cause. So 2 on, no score. Here is Kinsler. Leadoff batter takes a pitch on the inside corner. Kinsler's had only 5 chances.
Yeah, I saw that.
With runners in scoring.
It's got to be a misprint.
I would think so. He says he's 0 for 5 in these situations. I mean, he's a regular in there every day, but perhaps that is it. He's got him in scoring position here. Calhoun at second, Maldonado on at first. Infield double play depth. Pitch to Kinsler. Tic-tacs that one foul down the left field line.
Yeah, splitter that stayed up, but it was inside enough. He couldn't wait.
Kinsler's a great veteran. He's has 12 major league seasons under his belt. Gold Glove winner a few times around. He's coming into the season 273 major league hitter. Fine leadoff man.
Look at those numbers. You know, came in at 347 with a lot of home runs, 13, 52 RBIs, 30-30 guy down the road.
0-2 count with 1 away. Runners off first and second. Cobb, a couple of looks back. Kinsler bouncer, good stop made. Cisco holds it in front and holds the runners.
Yeah, these are nothing ball game. I mean, right here, this curveball gets by him. It's going to be second and third. Probably going to play your infield back. Ball you could see 50, maybe 58 feet, 58 and a half feet. Boy, he's done a nice job defensively.
He has really improved with the arm. He could block balls, but he's been throwing exceedingly well. 1-2, delivery on the way. Kinsler will take another one that skips across the plate. So Ian Kinsler, always a tough strikeout, takes the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, he's always been a great high ball hitter. And coming off a so-so year, got traded from the Tigers. He turned 35, 236, 22 home runs though, so still had some pop last year.
2-2. Cobb's delivery to him. That's another one tic-tac down the line. That also is going to be fouled, not as much as the other one was. He's just missed a couple being ahead, fouling him off and holding the count at 2-2 on Kinsler.
Well, I always found when you come off an injury that it affects your command, your movement, and that little extra. And sometimes a little extra is just, can you make a good pitch or not?
We'll try Kinsler again. Long hold. 2-2 breaking ball. Another one down low. And again, Kinsler wouldn't go, and he didn't swing.
Great take. This is not a rolling curveball. Right off the table.
So the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Only 1 away. Calhoun at second base. Good speed. Maldonado not so at first.
And don't think that Alex Cobb doesn't know that Mike Trout's waiting on deck.
Yeah. Maldonado's got a big lead because the infield shifted around over at first base. Runners go. Ball put up in the air down the line, headed into foul territory, and will take a hop into the seats. So Mike Scioscia sent him on the pitch. Maldonado at first, a big lead with Davis moved over.
Well, veteran hitter, and you can see right there Calhoun, the top of your screen, and right here he's going to go halfway. Maldonado, because if that ball's caught, he's going to get doubled up anyway, but he never looked at the runner ahead of him.
Kinsler battling here with his 3-ball, 2-strike count. Fouling off some pitches hard twice, and then that one down the line and right. Cobb again, 3-2. Again, runners going to chopper to third base. Alvarez has it. He'll make the throw to first. Davis up and hauls it in. Runners advance, but there are 2 down.
Well, good pitch. Splitter, 3-2. And then Alvarez, who had quite a lot at third. Last year played the outfield, played first. Because of injuries, Beckham with a core injury. So again, he's got an arm. And Chris Davis is tall. Good combination.
Yeah. Well, here's one of those matchups that makes baseball exciting. And they're going to walk him. Not so exciting anymore. The intentional pass goes to Trout. That will load the bases up for Upton. Showalter not going to let Trout hit with runners at second and third, even with 2 down. And as we told you, 7 for 13 with 2 home runs, Trout against Cobb.
And then Upton's 3 for 25 with runners in scoring position, but he did hit 35 home runs last year. So it's just, who would you rather pitch to, Mike Trout or Justin Upton?
That's easy.
Yeah, that's why they're doing it.
Yeah, that really is a pretty easy call, taking nothing away from Upton or what he might do here. So the base is loaded. There are 2 away. Upton will take the pitch. It'll be up and in for a ball on speed delivery.
Yeah, Mike DeMuro, and again, they're the base runners, Calhoun and Maldonado with singles, intentional walk. You got to be down in the zone. He's not given 1 pitch belt high.
1-0 delivery, and that's going to ride in again. Cobb slams his fist into his glove after that pitch. Didn't want that, as the count now goes to 2-0 on Upton. Upton has power. Good job with the home runs, 4 of them picked up in the month of April. Cobb's got to find a strike right here. 2-1, sacks full. Upton will foul it off. He did, and tips it into the on-deck circle.
Yeah, boy, does he air it out on that 2-0 fastball down the middle. Got it down just enough. And this is a grand slam swing.
Angels have not had a grand slam home run this year. With the bases loaded, they are 5 for 16. Upton has gone 1 for 4. 2-ball, 1-strike count, 2 down. Cobb trying to work his way out of this. Pitch count piling up a little bit here in the inning. A couple of hits and a walk. That one bounced. 3-1.
Well, the minute the table setters get on, you get into yourself where, you know, Kinsler, you got to throw him, 7 pitches, and then you walk intentionally Trout, and now you're behind a guy you know can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Throw him a splitter.
Well, the way he swung at that 2-0 fastball, I think you throw whatever you think you can throw for a strike.
3-1 delivery on the way. That's going to go right into the glove. Cobb makes the stop and the flip, and the strategy works as Upton is retired. No runs, couple of hits, bases left loaded. Scoreless. what does it all mean? This page is about what happens to teams who have a lead in the division when they come to May 1. Over the last 20 years, first place teams on May 1st, eventual division championships, only 62 out of 120. Flip a coin. Only once in the last 20 years did all 6 May 1 division leaders go on to win the titles. Only once. There are only 2 instances, 99 and 03, where teams 5 out of 5 May 1 leaders ended up in first place at the end. And there have been 5 seasons in which, ouch, 5 of the 6 division leaders in May failed to win the division title.
6-month season.
It is.
And the Orioles certainly are hoping that will be the case. That's what Manny talked about. He said, hey, whether I'm in the trade rumors to the Dodgers or whatever, we need to play better. I want to be part of it until I'm not part of it. Made a lot of sense to me.
Yep. Control what I can control, and that's what goes on the field. And Manny did that with a double in the first inning with 1 away, was stranded. He will take the breaking ball. Tropiano has walked 1 and struck out 3. Cobb has struck out 1, issued 1 intentional walk. First hits in the 3rd inning for the Angels. And the off-speed breaking ball is on the inside corner for a strike. Tropiano, 17 innings worked in the first 3 starts of the season. That's been a problem for this Angels team. Down to first. How about that spinner? Pujols will get it, go to the bag, and Manny Machado is retired. 1 away here in the 4th. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50, supporting the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk. O's have 88 walks, total of 4,400. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Adam Jones, a strikeout victim, his first time up. The starters for the Angels have gone only 4.75 innings per start on average, and that is the lowest in the major leagues. Showed bunt. He will take the pitch for a strike. They are number 1 in strikeouts. They are 7th in walks surrendered. So that tells you why they've thrown so many pitches and end up leaving a ball game early.
Exactly. And last year the lowest, this will be what, Mike Scioscia's 19th year ever for their collectively for their starters. So there's a trend, and Mike was talking behind the cage today that, hey, we want to get back to throwing the ball down and away. Easier innings. Charles Nagy on the right, Mike Scioscia, who caught 14 years in the big leagues, so he certainly knows about catching pitching.
Delivery on the way to Adam. That'll be outside. 1 down, nobody on here in the 4th inning. Pitchers battling it out. Orioles no runs on a hit. Angels have no runs on 2 hits. Angels have stranded 3 with that bases loaded situation. The Orioles have left 2 on so far. Set up, down and away. 2-1 delivery. That's where it was, and reached for it, and Adam fouls it off. So that'll even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield shifted a bit to right. Trout's moved over that way 3 or 4 steps. Adam will foul that one straight back here.
Yeah, I think another reason about the low innings for their starters, because of Shohei Ohtani, they were going to go to a 6-man rotation. What they in their notes, they had 8 starting pitchers in the first 14 games.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, Matt Shoemaker on the DL, so they had a couple of injuries that you can throw in there.
2-2 delivery on the way. Adam again got jammed. That hurt. Hit it off the lower extremity.
Another little splitter in there, right around 80. Trying to wait. Can't wait. Right off the top of his left side of or top of his foot.
Will only hit where the protector is not covering it. 2-2 delivery and waves at him. So twice he has struck Adam out on off-speed deliveries down and away.
Well, this is pitching. You know, what does a guy hit? Fastballs. What can I throw him that's not a fastball? This pitch. I don't know if it's a little slider, but I mean, it goes down like a splitter. Either way, it's been very effective.
So 2 down here in the 4th inning. Here is Alvarez, who grounded out his first time up.
I mean, there's only been 1 hit off of Tropiano, and it's a fastball to Manny Machado. He smoked down the left field line. Other than that, no hits. A lot of weak swings on breaking stuff.
Tropiano's pitch way outside. Looks like Tropiano has a tough time. There's the shift. Tough time getting towards the outside part of the plate on these left-handed batters. Pitches he's thrown to them have been way off the mark, not even close enough to be tantalizing. Then he has to come back inside, stay away again. This pitch will be there on the corner for a strike. That's where he wants it. 1-1.
I think he's just fighting himself. You're constantly trying to make those little in-game adjustments where we saw him do it. You know, flew open, so therefore your arm drags, and then all of a sudden kind of stayed together a little bit. Perfect pitch outside corner.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Breaking ball, tried to catch the inside corner, couldn't do it. Alvarez has been around as far as positions are concerned.
Well, I mean, that's what he got to play third. He goes 2 for 4 with 2 home runs. He DHs. He hits 4 home runs. And again, 4 home runs in his last 2 starts.
And a big swing and a pitch down. Orioles strikeouts have been a problem. Of course, they have the 2nd most. Only Texas, coming into today's play as a team that struck out more times than the Orioles had. So trying to get those Ks down. They've been striking out around 12 times per ball game through the first month of the season. 2-2 delivery. Piano misses down low.
Yeah, pretty good take there. Only the fact that they're just trying to go slower and slower and to Pedro, and that's what the scouting report said. I mean, think about it. If you strike out 12 times a game and the batting average on balls and plays is 300, that means what? 3/10 of that you don't have any chance of getting hit. So put the ball in play a little bit.
And he came in and got him. That's 5 strikeouts picked up by Tropiano. 2 of them coming here in the 4th inning. He sets the side down in order. 7 in a row. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
Well, of course, the Rays started for Hunter Harvey when he signed, and then it goes all kinds of injuries. Got a chance to pitch a lot, so he needs to get his innings. You can see pitching very well. DL Hall, last year high draft choice. And Buck Showalter was actually watching the Keegan Aiken game on his computer, a little iPad or whatever. So, congratulations.
Yeah.
He said he's the next guy on the radar.
The next to join the show.
Left-handed, pitching a double-A.
That'll get you here. You can get some outs. Bottom half of the 4th inning, no score. Cobb. Breaking ball will be taken away by Pujols, who grounded out his first time up. Talked about Albert. 4 more to get to 3,000. One of the ironies is if he does that against the Orioles, he would be doing it against the ball club he's collected the fewest hits off. Ground ball right into the shift. Peterson is there again. Makes the throw over to Davis. Pujols couple of pitches. Same place he grounded out to the last time. The Orioles host the Tampa Bay Rays May 11 through 13 at Oriole Park. On Saturday, May 12, enjoy a single admission doubleheader. That's May 12. It'll start at 3:05. First 25,000, 15 and over, get the Orioles car emblem presented by Easy Pass Maryland. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com. Doubleheader May 12. And if you wear those shirts, you don't get anything, but boy, will people love you. Breaking ball down the line. That's going to be in for a hit. Went the other way with the Orioles shift on. Ohtani will head into second base. Mancini will get it in, and Ohtani has a 1-out, 2-bagger.
Well, he'll hit any pitch, and I was watching a game. Corey Kluber won the Cy Young. He strikes him out away, and then the next time he comes up and away. Of course, this is a curveball, and watch him wait. And the reason he can wait, he took Severino of the Yankees at 97 miles per hour, about 6 inches off the inside corner, and hit it about 430 feet. He's got a quick bat. But take a look. I mean, a little bit like Sadaharo without the leg kick. So again, it's a curveball. We talked about using the whole field. There's a perfect example of it.
So Ohtani's on, scoreless ball game. Hit number 3 for the Angels, only one away. And the fastball, 92, is in there for a strike. And Andrelton Simmons at the plate. Simmons with a ground ball out his first time up, trying to get a run in here, which has been very hard to do of late. And here at home this season for the Angels. Cobb left the bases loaded last half inning. A roller foul.
And their best hitter, runners in scoring position, 6 for 15, 400. We got a curveball to hit the last time, but hit it right into the shift.
Simmons with the outfield straight up, deep in left and center. The defense, the infield back. 0-2 the count. Love to get a strikeout here. Cobb's delivery, a bouncer, had him look at it. Again, blocked by Cisco.
Yeah, textbook right there. No chance to get by. Just collapse the body, work on it all spring, and again way out in front of home plate. 60 feet 6 inches, another 59 footer. And in a nothing game, huge plays.
1 ball 2 strike count, 1 away. Great speed at second. Ohtani can fly. Orioles Peterson really moving over very much. Ohtani's getting off that bag pretty good. Cobb with the delivery and the fastball again at 92 is going to miss up high. So Simmons has the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here in this ballpark for Cobb, he's gone 2-1 lifetime. ERA just under 5 in the games he's started here at Angels Stadium. Talking about how they don't score runs here at home. They've averaged just over 3. Roller, runner holds. Got to make this quick. Does. Alvarez with a fine arm, waiting for that big
really
hop.
fine arm. Well, we talk about it all the time. Your third base coach, Bobby Dickerson, he's going to make it about as good as you want to be with the work. And again, it's not an easy play because it actually made a little bit of a left turn. He had a backhand it.
That's a big out, holding Ohtani at second base.
Well, what an opportunity for Pedro Alvarez. A couple of years ago, he had 22 home runs. Last year, didn't have a roster spot. He had over 20 home runs, came up, played well. Now, because of injuries, against right-handed pitching, he's going to get a chance to play.
Luis Valbuena. Ohtani still on at second base. Valbuena grounded out first time up. He's gone 3 for 7 with a home run. 4th inning of Orioles baseball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer here at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. Pitchers duel underway. Ohtani moves back to the bag. At second, strike taken on the outside corner. Well, Blaine has done pretty good in these situations. He's 5 for 18. Angels overall as a team are right in the middle of the pack in the American League. They're 7th, hitting .270 as a team with runners in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Cobb's delivery to him started. Did he go? No.
Yeah, you're looking at that number and then you're going, they're really struggling. The Orioles are 219 collectively runners in scoring position after hitting 287 last year.
I can't believe I was looking at the average here at home for the Angels through the first month. Their home batting average is 206. Wow. On the road, 285. Ground ball through Cobb, backhanded. Manny Machado will get it over there in time, and again, it's the shift that steals the hit. It'll be a pretty good movie to steal the. '97. Randy Myers. Last 2 outs of the 9th inning of a 3-2 win over the Twins. 11 consecutive saves to start the season for Randy. 2012, it was 20 years after getting his first win. Managing New York at the old Yankee Stadium, Buck Showalter recorded his 1,000th career managerial victory when the O's beat his former team in the new Bronx ballpark on this day, 2012. A moment for Buck.
Yeah, Randy Myers was went wire to wire that year. He saved 46 out of 47.
Randall Kay. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball will be in there for a strike. Trumbo leading it off for the Orioles. Struck out his first time up. Returning to the lineup in this ball game. Pitch count. Davis and Santander. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk for Tropiano so far. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that swung on and miss, located really well down and in.
Strike to ball. When you get ahead, you know, and you can look at the count 0-2. You don't want to throw it in the zone. Now you reverse that count, that's when you get in trouble. In fact, the only hit he's given up is when he got behind him. Manny Machado threw him a fastball and he smoked it.
0-2 in the air, foul. Souvenir for the folks.
So if, you know, belt high pitch or maybe a letter high pitch is your pitch to hit, that was it.
And he walks away knowing that's the case. He would like to have that again. Trumbo got in 6 games rehab, 3 with AA Bowie, 3 with AAA Norfolk. He had 5 for 24, scored a couple of runs, 3 RBIs in the rehabs. Mark gets off the end of the bat on that one. Upton. Well, we talked about how tough it's been for the Angels at home. Here are the Orioles numbers on the road.
Yeah, the 3-10 record, so you can see 10th. I mean, that's better than it is at home, where they're only averaging a little bit under 3 runs a game, and then, you know, they score almost, I don't know, run and a half more. Of course, that's when you get into trouble when you look at the ERA at over 6 runs a game and an ERA, and that's, you know, even for the relievers, not where you want it to be.
Chris Davis drew a walk his first time up. He'll go after that changeup. Out in front of it, 0-1 on Chris. Santander to follow. 0-1 delivery. Little heat will miss inside. Only 82. Fooled me with a delivery. Shift on against Davis. Kinsler way out there and right. Outfield very deep. Calhoun, right fielder, way back. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. That'll be outside. Left-handers get a break in this ballpark. You look into right field. That yellow line now is right at the top of the fence. Used to be you had to go over that where that scoreboard is, get it up into the seats. Not anymore. Anything off the scoreboard's a home run. You see the yellow line. Goes all the way from center all the way over to right. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fouled off. But talking to the Angel people, they said it hasn't really made much of a difference here so far for the Angels here at home. The home run output not only is not more, it is less. But part of that is just the way they've not been hitting it home.
Yeah, and the weather, and early on, and when it heats up. But there's, it looks like maybe a 3 feet difference between that wall and the scoreboard, so they set it back, make it easier for umpires.
Chris Davis, 2-2 delivery to him. That'll be outside.
Kind of the trout wall.
Trout wall.
The trout wall.
We can go fishing for homers.
And also, of course, hit him.
3-2 delivery on the way, and walked him again. So those are the only 2 walks he surrendered. Both have come to Chris Davis. Celebrate Mother's Day at Oriole Park Sunday, May 13. The Orioles take on the Tampa Bay Rays. First 20,000 18 and over receive a Mother's Day Pashmina scarf. Kids will run the bases postgame, presented by Wise Markets. So get your tickets today at Orioles.com. Anthony Santander. And the pitch is inside for a ball. Santander flied out to center field his first time up. 1 down, 1 on, no score. Orioles batting in the 5th inning. 2 ball clubs who have divided wins and losses in their history at 167 each. 1-0 count in at third base. Albuena. Chopper not going to get 2 on this one. He'll go to first. Kinsler will get the out. Davis will move down to second base, and Santander's retired. So an RBI chance. With a runner at second, 2 away, that'll bring Cisco to the plate. Orioles, one of the best last year with those 2-out RBIs being picked up this year so far. They've not come close to the number they put up last year. Davis will have to watch shortstop fairly close behind him. And that one hit on the button going over his Trout. And he's got it. So that'll retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. The base runner left on. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, 8-9 and 1. Business of baseball. The A's and the Mariners are going to open the 19 championship season. The championship season is just the regular season, but it is the official title used by MLB. They'll have a 2-game set March 20 and 21 to be played at the Tokyo Dome. Dodgers have announced, of course, that their shortstop Corey Seager is going to go into the Tommy John. Remainder of the season he's out. That raised all the Manny Machado rumors. Since the start of 16 rookie season, Seager's 12 WAR mark, 4th most among all primary shortstops and the most among any Dodger player. So you're talking about somebody whose wins above replacement was very high, and so everybody said, wait a minute, Dodgers want Manny?
Yeah, Manny, I don't, just starting to play shortstop again at a very high level, but offensively, as good as Seager is, Manny might even be a little bit better, at least power numbers, but certainly comparable players.
Cobb's delivery is a Calhoun fly ball down the line. Mancini in fair territory. That ball looked like it was going foul originally and kind of came back on him. Get an out on the pitch to Calhoun.
Yeah, there was some wind early, but it's not much. Again, you come to a new ballpark, don't play here, but you could see a long run, and right here he's tracked it. He's looking for the fence, and the next thing you know, the ball almost flew back over his left shoulder.
Trey able to make the put out with a smile.
Now, the other thing is you like the fact one pitch, one out.
That will work. Cobb with just one intentional pass, the only walk and one strikeout. Defense working behind him. Here's Maldonado and then Kinsler, the leadoff batter. Maldonado's picked up a base hit. He was stranded in that 3rd inning when the Angels got the bases loaded on the intentional pass to Trout. But then Cobb got Upton on a comebacker for the final out and wrapped the inning up.
Yeah, we're seeing much crisper stuff, better command by Alex Cobb, and this is only his 4th start of the year. Late sign.
Ahead on the count here, 0-2. And the pitch just misses.
And we're kind of learning. It's almost like he's trying to encourage Mike DeMuro to call that pitch. If he could moonwalk, maybe he'd get it, but he, he kind of goes left. Oh, yeah.
Still ahead here, ball and 2 strikes. Maldonado got out of his offer with a base hit in the 3rd. First hit he's had off Cobb in 7 career at bats. Right-hander's breaking ball. That'll get him as he went after one, breaking down and away.
Well, great finish to the curveball. Location perfect. This is why they signed him. Make the quality pitches right there. So again, a little hesitation and a little recoil. Maybe that's why he has to go left and take a couple of steps.
He worked 4 2/3 against Tampa Bay in his last outing. That was the longest of the 3, so he gets an out here. It'll be his longest of the season. The breaking ball working. Off speed at 82, drops in. Kinsler has grounded out twice. Down to Alvarez at 3rd base on each occasion. Shift on. Peterson moved over. Breaking ball goes to 3rd. Can't get that one. Fair ball. It'll go into foul territory. Kinsler's on his way to second base. Trey Mancini will get it in. Stand up double with 2 down for Kinsler.
Yeah, curveball and not an easy play. It's funny. The gold standard is Manny Machado. Now Manny might have caught this ball. He's off the line, and he's going to try to backhand it. And probably the only way he thought he could play it, and it bounces out in front. Didn't get a great read, and the minute goes by, it's 2.
Fans are booing because another intentional walk to Trout. He's been walked twice, and he's had a chance to pick up an RBI. Buck Showalter just not going to let him be the one to put the Angels on the board. So another situation with 2 on. This time Upton brings it back.
Well, again, they pitch around Trout, and he goes 2-0, and right there's the home run swing. Gets back in the count, 3-1. What'd you say? What do you throw him? I said something you can throw for a strike. Got a fastball to hit, not out over the plate, in enough to jam him. So that's one of the critical times to this point of the game for Alex Cobb. And now all of a sudden a 0-0 game. Upton once again gets to the plate.
Another RBI opportunity for him. I'm surprised that Trout had only one intentional pass coming into this game, and he's already got 2 in this one. Thought there would have been more, but maybe he just wasn't up in many scoring opportunities. 4 teams were willing to take the chance. 2 down, runners at first and second base. Upton, a ground ball to third. Pedro Alvarez goes to second. They get the force out, and the strategy works yet again. No runs on 1 hit, 2 are left on base. Cobb getting it done, longest outing for him so far. The Jet, Ham, and the gang from the Sandlot hit theaters. You can relive the Spaceball Classic at Oriole Park with the Sandlot Movie Night on June 2. All fans are welcome to watch the movie post-game. Special ticket packages available featuring on-field access and an exclusive The Sandlot t-shirt. Ticket packages available at Orioles.com/The Sandlot. You'll be there. Nice shirt. Oriole fans on hand waiting to see if somebody can get a run up on the board here. The Orioles have had only the 1 hit. Manny Machado first inning, 2-out double, stranded. Top of the order, Trey Mancini. He has struck out, grounded out, 0-1 count on him. Capiano, an outstanding job keeping the Oriole hitters off balance so far in this ball game through 5.
Well, great off-speed stuff. You could see strike thrower. Giving up 1 hit on a fastball, stayed away from it, thrown enough right there. I mean, you can see 89, but very rarely in the middle of the plate with any of his pitches. And that's why he's having success. That and the fact that the Orioles, to this point, not a great offensive team this year.
He worked 6 2/3 against Kansas City, and he got a win. He gave up no runs, 6 hits in that game. That one was off the barrel of the bat to center. Trout's over a couple of steps, puts it away. So Mancini is retired. 1 down. Joe Walters Ball Club coming in 8-20 on the year. Active managerial wins, 2 of them here. Mike Scioscia and Buck Showalter.
That's a lot of wins.
That's a lot. 2 veterans who have seen a lot of baseball. Here is Jace Peterson. He has flied out and grounded out. Again, take the bunt away. Albuena moves in at third base. And really want to do that now because getting to the point where teams are looking to get a run. Any way to get on, move somebody around could be enough. 1-0 pitch. And that's in there for a strike at the knees. We'll take a look at the other games that were played in the American League East a little later on here tonight during our broadcast. Games completed. Pitch on the way, bounces. Skipped across the plate. Maldonado on the pick. Fabiano falls behind on the count 2-0. And we'll catch the outside corner at 89, which for him is a fastball.
And that's one of the few times he's gotten behind and he would throw that pitch, but it's because Chase Peterson doesn't have a lot of power. So make your pitch, probably maxing out at a double. He made the perfect pitch to get back into the count, and now he can go soft.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Came inside at 80. So a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, to get a good pitch to hit here, and I mean by good, a strike, mainly because right in the foreground is Manny Machado.
Full count delivery on the way, and a ground ball towards second. Kinsler ranges. Pujols. 2 down, nobody on. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Preview. Amazing the amount of construction going on around this ballpark of condominiums and apartments. A lot of the land that was parking places or just empty land now being built on all sides of it.
It's the OC, Orange County.
Here's Manny Machado. He'll be thinking long ball, double and a ground ball out, 2 down, nobody on.
Traviano's saying, well, we got him a chase.
And he hasn't done a lot of that. Also, magic tricks performed only on the West Coast.
Well, you know who was doing it the other day was Andrew Kashner, who's many more years in the big leagues than Dylan Bundy, and therefore he's far ahead in that particular game they play. Either that or maybe the brim of his hat's a little bigger. I don't know.
Or he didn't put the correct piece of tape on it, which all good magicians know how to do. Zach, I'm sure, is helping him. Zach Britton sitting next to him. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Major league pop-up. Shortstop back. Simmons will have plenty of time to get back underneath it and put it away. Another 1, 2, 3 inning. This ball game remains goose eggs.
It's the new and improved Alex Cobb here at Anaheim, looking for his first win. Trout goes down on strikes on a fastball, and with the bases loaded, Angels trying to get on the board. Dustin up, bounces out, and then Pedro Alvarez getting a chance to play third. Tough play on a right turn, and then the strong throw. Maldonado down after singling his first time on a real good curveball. Those are your Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Albert Pujols will lead it off, and he will take the pitch for a strike. He's grounded out twice to second. Pujols, Ohtani, and Andrelton Simmons are due up in the scoreless ball game, bottom half of the 6th inning. Cobb, Pujols will take one that skips in the dirt. The numbers for Albert coming in, we told you about the 3,000 hits. He's also 7th in home runs, 619. He's tied for 11th in doubles. RBIs, he is 7th, chasing Ty Cobb next on the list in all-time RBIs. 1-1 delivery to him, and that'll be fouled off, bounces up and hits him.
Yeah, take a look, and how are they trying to get Albert Pujols at age 38? So fastballs, hadn't got one tonight to hit yet. Look at that number, and then the secondary pitches. So a couple of doubles on him, but the average, what about 350 points lower, and exit velocity. That's how you hit home runs. That and launch angle.
Cobb's deliveries outside. We were looking today to see the last player to get 3,000 was Adrian Beltre. We were honored to be a part of that in that ball game in July of last year. Miguel Cabrera is next on the list for 3,000 behind Pujols, but I don't think he's going to make it. Cabrera has 2,665 hits, 2,665.
He's what, only 34, turning 35, and Albert's 38. I think the thing that for him is that because of getting Ohtani, and is that he will, he's played 34 games at first base the last 2 years, and he's had knee and plantar fasciitis and all kinds of.
And he hit a right center, not deep. Adam Jones.
It's almost like he gets surprised when he sees the fastball. Again, not seeing him right there, and maybe just shaking his head because he probably maybe should have done a little bit more with that.
So the Angels continue cold at the plate, even though they've out hit the Orioles 4-1. Ball game remains scoreless. Mike Scioscia in his usual position, applauding him on as Albert comes back. Here is Ohtani, a double, and he is grounded out. 4-game hit streak for him. Ohtani will pull it down to first. Davis is there. A couple of quick outs here in the 6th inning. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. And blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Great performance by both of these starters so far. Andrelton Simmons, he has grounded out twice. 5-game hit streak for the shortstop, who's got a .320 lifetime average against the Orioles. And he's going to raise that a little bit. Can he cut it off? No. It'll go to the wall. Mancini's got to chase it down. It'll be a double. Well, they're picking up these hits with 2 down. Ball gets away. And it went into the seats, and the run's going to score. That's a second time this year the Orioles have had that kind of a nonchalant play. And this time it cost them a run.
Yeah, and a 0-0 game.
Just a simple throw in from the outfield.
Well, take a look. I mean, this ball is just smoked up the gap. So you know it's going to be a double. And again, just turn around, hit the cutoff man. And the minute you do that, it's just one of those impulse play for some reason. And it's just such a non-percentage play.
And you got Chris Davis, the first baseman, covering second. He's right. That's where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But
no, you trail the runner, and so he's in his position. But again, Manny's first year at shortstop.
So the air is charged.
Can you
on
imagine
Manny Machado?
And again, it's about experience, and it's not whether he can play shortstop or not. It's about, do you make the right plays? And, we know the veteran player. I mean, if J.J. Hardy putting it in his pocket because, hey, let's get the guy out, get out of the inning. Already 2 outs.
2-0 delivery on the way. So 1-0 lead, a 2-out double by Simmons, and he comes around to score on what ends up being a 2-base error as the ball ended up going over into the crowd on the throw to Chris, and Chris had no chance to handle that at second base, and I think was completely surprised that the throw was coming to him anyway. That ball put him in the air to right field, going back, warning track wall, and goodbye, home run. They didn't need to change the dimensions of the parquet right on that one. And a 2-0 lead as Valbuena delivers the long ball, his second career homer off Cobb. Cobb lost a little concentration or just threw too fat a pitch.
Or maybe stretched out a little bit long because he's been so good. A lot of factors. Either way, you don't ever look good when you give up your second run, even though he's pitched extremely well. We talked about Valbuena when he was with. He used to hit 25 home runs, 22 last year in his first year with the Angels.
So a 2-0 lead for the Angels, and happening all of a sudden. And for Cobb watching it go.
And we talk about it all the time. I mean, it's only 83 pitches, but in this kind of game, they're all magnified because of the fact that the Orioles have yet any runs on the board.
4 home runs off Cobb on the year, 2 by left-handers. This all coming with 2 down, and the count goes to 2-0 on Calhoun. Cole Calhoun, also a dangerous long ball hitter. He has picked up a base hit and he has flied out.
Yeah, typical year for him, 18-19 home runs.
He will ground that one, hitting on top of it foul outside of first base. Fredo Griffin handles. And a 2-1 strike count. So a real tough inning for Cobb. It looked like he was going to get out of this even after the double by Simmons. And then 2 batters, Simmons and the next batter, Valbuena, both score. 2-1 delivery, chopper that'll stay foul. Araujo, first warm-up action the Orioles have had. Cobb has gone the longest in a ball game this year here in this one, and effectively so. 2-2 strike count. The Orioles have been held to just 1 hit. Well, the Angels now have 6. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way. That ball a little twister. It'll go to Manny Machado for the out. But 2 runs in on a couple of hits. 1 very big error. Nobody left on base. Take a look at our Ram do-ups. It'll be Jones, Alvarez, and Trumbo coming up. I owe you with the run that scored, unearned run in that inning. 2 scored, 1 unearned. So now the Orioles got to find some offense. In Balbuena hitting the long ball, able to get it done. And Tropiano's done a tremendous job with 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 1 hit. Manny Machado's double came back in the first inning. This is Justin Anderson up in the bullpen for the Angels.
Yeah, get called up last week, and boy, does he have a big arm. Hard slider. Houston.
So the Orioles see what they can do here with the offense as we go to the 7th inning. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. 6 left on by the Angels. The Orioles no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 left on base. Adam Jones has struck out twice on off-speed breaking balls that were away. 2 of the 5 strikeouts Tropiano has. Adam not sure about the call, but it was a called strike. Jones, Alvarez, Trumbo. Adam will chop that one foul.
Just can't time it. Can't stay close. You can see him trying to stay in there. And
see if he goes back again away. Splitter or curveball. Came in. Almost paid for it.
Yep.
Fouled off.
Yeah, just left it too much in the middle of the plate. He hasn't done that very often.
0-2.
Because of the count, you know that you still got 88 to 90.
Over the top with that one. Hit down on it to short. Simmons. Adam retired. 1 away here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, you mesmerize your way through the lineup, and then all of a sudden, when you get Jones out of his front foot to throw him a 90-mile-per-hour fastball, you get 19 outs, which will make Mike Scioscia, who's coming to the mound, extremely happy to shut out the Orioles in doing so.
What a great job for their starter. He's out of there, having given up only 1 hit. Quick pitching change, just like a Jiffy Lube signature service oil change, in and out fast, and you never need an appointment.
Right, only the double by Manny Machado, coming off a couple of tough starts against the Yankees in Houston. So he leaves with a chance to win on his first game. And Justin Anderson, 96 to 99, hard slider. He's worked his way up all the way from AA to AAA to the big leagues this year, and he is, in a couple of appearances, got to see the first one in his hometown, Houston, against the Astros. Put on a great show. Got a great arm and throws strikes.
So Anderson on in relief, and Pedro Alvarez will be the first batter he faces. And there's heat It's going to look like 206 after they watched all those pitches from Tropiano. Alvarez struck out last time up. He's also grounded out. Anderson with the 0-1 delivery. Foul tipped into the mitt. That one moving away.
And again, the scouting reports will say not only does he have that, but he'll throw the slider in any count. The game that I saw struck out Correa on a 3-2 slider with the bases loaded. So, not only big arm, but also big heart to throw that pitch.
Anderson getting ahead on the count here, 0-2 again over the top. Pedro trying to time him. A little late on that one. Count will stay at 2 strikes.
University of Texas at San Antonio for 14th round. So worked his way through the minor leagues with the Angels as a starter, and then last year to the bullpen.
And another fastball, a little less on that one at 87.
Yeah, that might have been the slider, Gary, and it becomes hittable if you hang it. So he got away with that pitch. You know, the 97, 98 speeds the bat up, and then again, you will become much more hittable if you hang the breaking ball. Now you throw it down out of the zone, probably swing right over it.
0-2 delivery on the way, all the way to the backstop. He worked against the Yankees on Sunday. An inning and 2/3 scoreless. The Yankees swept that series from the Angels. Angels had no luck here at home against the Red Sox and the Yankees, because a lot of teams can say that. 1 ball, 2 strike count with 1 down. Anderson's delivery, like a breaking ball. He's going to get over to cover first. Pujols the flip, gets it there in time for the out. 2 down here in the 7th.
And you know, Mike Scioscia knows the drill. How am I going to get my 27 outs to keep this lead? It looks like Anderson all of a sudden is going to get an opportunity to be the bridge. Then you got former Oriole Jim Johnson. He's out there. Blake Parker. You got Kenyon Middleton, another hard thrower.
2 down. And a breaking ball. That'll catch the inside corner to Mark Trumbo. Trumbo in his return off the DL tonight. He has struck out and flied out. Orioles were retired in order in the 3rd, the 4th, and the 6th innings of this game. Tropiano, the starter. That one he overthrows, bounces that one. One ball, 1 strike count. Trumbo waiting on it. Heater at the knees. Mark doesn't think so.
99. Perfect pitch.
And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Kind of hard to believe 2 years ago with this kind of arm he gave up 193 hits and 145 in the 3rd innings as a starter.
He must have thrown nothing at the fastball.
Probably a good point.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and Trumbo pitch rides in and got him. Foul tipped and held on to it. Orioles retired in order. 7th inning stretch time, a 2-0 lead for the Angels. Where the Angels have a 2-0 lead in the opener of this 3-game set. Be right back with you tomorrow night for game number 2. Cobb stays out. He's done a great job. 2 runs, only 1 earned. The home run hit off him in that last inning by Valbuena after the unearned run on the Orioles' error. Gets Maldonado to lead it off here. Kinsler and Trout. Martin Maldonado goes after it, puts it in the air, left center field. That's going to fall. It'll take a bounce, go off the wall. Adam Jones over to get it. Into second base with a double. Maldonado 2 for 3 in the ballgame.
Yeah, not a lot of bad pitches from Alex Cobb. That was one of them, hanging curveball, and it's going to get him out of the game. Maldonado single to right at the first time on a fastball. Gets a hittable pitch, and Buck Showalter out to go to the bullpen.
So Cobb, with no run support, will come out of the ball game, and Miguel Castro will come out of the bullpen with a runner on at second.
Improvement over the first 3 starts. Gives him a chance to win, but he will not have a chance to do it as Miguel Castro will come on, trailing 2-0 with a runner at second. So he's done a nice job. Better at home, where his ERA is a little over 1.25 runs a game versus the road, where ERA is in the mid 4s. So you can see righties trouble, lefties hitting 346. And the good thing, I think one of the reasons you bring them in, the first 4 hitters for the Angels are right-handed. You're not going to pinch hit for any of those.
So a job in front of him here with a runner on at second base, nobody out, and Kinsler, Trout, Upton, top of the order. Ian Kinsler has picked up a double. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game tonight. And for Cobb, he said just a tough night. I mean, he gave the Orioles, has given the Orioles a chance to win this ball game. Now the Oriole bullpen needs to keep it where it is here in the bottom of the 7th. And the pitch will be taken on the inside corner for a strike. Castro got to work against this ball club for the first time last year. 4 games, 6 2/3 innings, only 1 run and 4 hits.
And you would think that Kinsler's trying to hit a ball to the right side.
And the breaking ball will miss. For the Angels tonight, they are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They've left 6 on base. Getting the leadoff man on for the first time in the ball game here in the 7th inning. Castro's pitch went to Heat, 96. That one rode in though.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, I mean 93 to 98 on occasion. Slider, changeup. For a young pitcher at 23, will throw any of those pitches at any time.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Runner off second base. Major league pop up, third base side. Alvarez. Ooh! Hit Chance Sisco in the face with his glove. Ooh. And he went down and out. Alvarez made the catch, and Chance Sisco, who was trying to make it, got hit right in the face with the glove of Alvarez.
And it looked like he might have lost consciousness. I mean, went a long way, and I'm sure that, you know, it's Pedro Alvarez's ball, but again, a young catcher, you know, a couple of plays in Baltimore. So again, he's camped under it, and there's the elbow, and then the forearm right to the face. Of course, it's not only the concussion-like thing, but also vertebrae and
You hear Alvarez.
Yeah, somebody was yelling, "I got it," but you know, again, and Brian Ebel, the Orioles head trainer, looking on, and I mean, they're going to go through the concussion protocol. And there's the injury.
Boy, it sure looked like he was knocked out.
Yep. Right in the nose, left cheekbone.
Just knocked out. He will be coming out of the ball game, obviously, and Caleb Joseph.
Well, hopefully, you know, again, the unconsciousness, and you know, does not have a concussion, and nothing is broken. If that's the case, very, very fortunate.
Took a while before he started responding. Hear somebody hollering, I got it, but I'm not sure who that is. It might have been a fan.
Well, you just don't know. And we could see Pedro yelling, but again, we don't know if that's the voice we heard on the microphone.
36, Caleb Joseph will be the new
So Caleb Joseph will come on to do the catching for the Orioles. With Chance Sisco coming out, and saw Alvarez kind of jump away. I don't think he even realized that Sisco was still coming after the baseball.
Well, he went a long way, and again, I mean, an inexperienced catcher. He had a couple of missed plays on pop-ups in Baltimore, you know, in the twilight. So again, we talked about Kinsler trying to maybe hit the ball the right side. Not the case. Look how far he goes. He's just kind of drifting with it, and then Alvarez catches it before forearm hits Chance Kinsler. He is unconscious for a brief moment.
So we'll get an update on that after the ball game and into tomorrow, obviously. And Caleb coming on the catch.
Yeah, man on second, so you go out and make sure you got the signs.
Intentional pass. Fans booing, obviously. This is the third intentional pass issued to Trout in the game. He struck out in the first inning. And each of the next 3 times up, he has come up with at least one runner in scoring position, and Buck Showalter has walked him. He had 1 intentional pass on the season in the month of April. He's had 3 here tonight. But Buck makes no bones about it in these situations with players like Trout. Not going to let him beat me.
I mean, the reason they traded for Justin Upton is exactly what we talked about earlier. He did end up hitting 28 home runs for the Tigers, 7 here. They extended his contract by a year, so he's got a 5-year deal. 30 back in January. So
now runners on at first and second base. There's only 1 out here. The other times on the intentional passes there were 2 down. And the Orioles were able to get the final out off Upton, once in a ground ball, well, twice in a ground ball, 1 a fielder's choice.
Yeah, you're just hoping ground ball pitcher, turn a double play, get out of the inning.
Upton slices that one into the screen and broke his back. Upton has faced Castro 3 times. He is 0 for 3 off the Oriole reliever. The Orioles bullpen is ranked 8th overall in the American League in ERA. The Angels have had a strong bullpen for the first month, 3rd best ERA among pens in the league. So Upton will come back. Pujols waiting on deck. A 2-0 lead. 6th inning, 2-out double. Simmons scored on a throwing error, to be followed by the Valbuena home run. Now a leadoff double. Maldonado at second, Trout at first, and a swing and a miss and a great pitch down and away.
Well, this is what Miguel Castro brings to the table. They got him from Colorado. He's only 22 last year, so he can throw hard. There's 98 after 97 the pitch before. He's got a slider. They thought about trying to start him, but lefties gave him problems in spring training. They still do to some degree. But again, they bring him in because they know you're not going to be pinch hitting for your next 4 right-handed hitters.
Albert Pujols takes the fastball. Wanted to see it. Runners on at first and second, 2 away. He's not picked up a hit tonight. He has gone 0 for 3. For Castro this year, right-handers with that 158 average coming in. Lefties 346 off him. Breaking ball and a good one that tied.
Yeah, he thought it might have been outside. And very few hitters, pitchers have said anything to Mike DeMuro behind the plate. Had a good night. Only 2 hits to right field, 13 to center, 13 to left. So a little bit more of a pull hitter than we usually see from Albert.
Castro's delivery to him. Pujols will get on top of it.
Yeah, well, there's your slider up in the zone.
Angels with a 2-0 lead, bottom of the 7th inning. Maldonado and Trout. Angels trying to win their first game against an Eastern team. They are 0 for 6 against the East. One comes in hard at 97 underneath the arms. Cobb, an outstanding start, but on a losing side for the moment. He is responsible for the lead runner Maldonado at second base. One-two delivery on the way. Shattered bat. Shortstop. Pujols without speed, so an easy get. And again, the strategy works. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. 2-0 Angels. The Tigers over the Rays 2-1. Boyd, outstanding start. So was it true for Chris Archer, but not quite enough. Tigers get the win over the Rays. The Royals beat the Red Sox. 13 innings on that one with Jay 4 for 5 in the RBI. And for Mitch Moreland, 3 for 6, a home run, 2 runs. The Yankees over the Astros. Montgomery exited after the first inning, sore elbow. He will be examined tomorrow. They'll take him back to New York. Gary Sanchez, the catcher, 3-run home run in the 9th inning as the Yankees beat the Astros. Yankees only 2 games behind the Red Sox now. Yankees have won 9 out of their last 10.
So the only lefty in the bullpen for the Angels comes in, Jose Alvarez, and the last 3 years, 64 games per season, and 3 pitches, fastball, slider, changeup type of guy, and he comes in to match up Chris Davis.
Chris 1 for 18 off left-handers so far, and that one hit was a home run. Chris has drawn 2 walks in the game. Tropiano surrendered only 2 walks, and Davis got both of them. He started for the Angels. Fastball will miss.
Well, leadoff double, and you don't advance the runner, and you don't score. So the Orioles, they kind of dodge a bullet, get a guy on, and all of a sudden you're in business.
Only down 2-0 here. Left-handers delivered to Davis will be there for a strike. Well, Alvarez takes the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Justin Anderson worked 2/3 of an inning at a strikeout. Retired both batters that he faced. And that pitch is going to be on the outside corner, knee high.
Again, no high strikes. The low. Chris Davis turned back to Mike DeMuro and said high enough, and he concurred.
That evens the count at 2-2. Shift on against Chris. Davis will take it, just missed. Chris trying to get on here. He'll take another walk if he can get it. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Santander. Then Caleb Joseph due up. Chris will foul it away. Jim Johnson, the former Oriole, in the bullpen for the Angels.
Yeah, last year with Atlanta, came over as a trade. 22 saves.
They'll go again with a 3-2 pitch on the way to Chris. Davis will foul another one.
We talked about earlier, when you get to these kind of counts with a 2-run lead, you want to make Chris Davis put it in play, either that or at least throw a strike. And again, when you're a reliever, and Alvarez has done a nice job for him over the last 3 years, you usually can throw either fastballs or breaking balls for strikes.
3 foul balls off the bat of Chris Davis. So he's working Alvarez to lead off the top half of the 8th inning. Alvarez had a couple of good innings out of the bullpen against the Yankees. 1 perfect inning. 2 outings against New York in the last series they played. Santander waiting on deck, switch hitter. 3-2 delivery. Battle joined. And Davis will pop it up. Silo shot. Maldonado heaves the mask. It literally is at the plate. And he will put it away for the out. So battle with foul balls. Join us again tomorrow. Morrow's action. Game 2 of the 3-game set. Dylan Bundy takes the mound. And he will be the starter for the Angels. Our coverage on Masson 2 at 9:30 with those extra presented by Ford. Game coverage will be at 10. All the access you need right here on Masson. 3-game series here, 3 in Oakland on the West Coast trip. Andrew Haney is 0-1 with an ERA just under 7. Angels starter for tomorrow. Will be foul back by Anthony Santander.
Alvarez all of a sudden, 5 straight strikes, 3-2. forcing Chris Davis to try to put it in play, eventually pops it up.
Santander hitting 200 right-handed, 218 left-handed. And there's one he comes back on.
Little changeup. You could see him at least he appeared to slow down his windup, but don't get to see him a whole lot. Young hitter at the plate.
Alvarez with the 0-2. Santander will watch one bounce a few feet out in front. So Alvarez wastes one there and a ball and 2 strikes. Richard Blyer in the bullpen. Orioles still very much in this. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that one was really inside.
Yeah. Well, young hitter, and you know you get about 40 at bats above A ball, and you're coming to the big leagues and trying to compete. The minute they get ahead, the last thing Jose Alvarez wants to do is throw something in the zone and get a young hitter that usually will chase.
Again, Alvarez will get the ground ball off the end of the bat to short. Simmons will glove. Runs it over. Two down in the 8th. Mike's gonna have a meeting here at the mound. Caleb Joseph coming up. Mike Scioscia is going to go out and make the change. And Jim Johnson, the former Oriole, will come on to pitch against Caleb Joseph, who will be getting his first at-bat in the ballgame. Angels lead it 2-0.
A couple of 50 saves or more seasons for us. He comes over from Atlanta, where he had 22 saves last year, 9th in the National League. The lefties hitting him better than the righties. Fastball, pretty much fastball, curveball. Great sinker. When he's on his game, only 34, and then an occasional changeup.
So Jim goes to work with 2 down. Caleb Joseph first at bat. Francisco coming out after being knocked down at 3rd. Play made, and Simmons records the out. So Johnson throws a pitch and ends the inning. We go to the bottom half of the 8th with the Angels up. T-Mobile.
Yeah, again, I mean, here's just a rocket. Simmons really swinging the bat well. Pretty routine until, Manny figures, well, I can pick him off. And then he just throws it over Chris Davis, who had trailed the play from first. He will score to make it 1-0, and they will have the home run by BAL AT ANA. And, one of those plays you think you can make, and ill-advised, and it cost him a run. So Richard Blyers comes on. Richard Blyer, and what are those numbers? Again, he pitches a contact, cuts it, sinks it, not overpowering. No matter if you're righties or lefties. Lefties actually hit him better than righties. Keeps the ball on the ground, and as you can see from that number, keeps it in the ballpark. So there we go. Lowest reliever since 2016. Britton throws 95-6, Miller 95-6, Jansen 96-5. Davinsky, great changeup pitcher.
And he will start him up with a strike on the outside corner. Here's Ohtani. Orioles get a first look at the outstanding rookie. He has had a double, grounded out a couple of times. Ohtani bouncing off.
You notice that he wears that protective glove because he does pitch every sixth hit on that right arm.
Day to day, as far as the pitching is concerned, Mike Scioscia said before the game, but able to come in and play in the DH role here in this ball game. Grosjean in the bullpen. Reaches for it. A little right. Santana will move over and put it away.
Well, he certainly is a fan favorite. One-handed fly ball, everybody's big cheer, and I can understand it. I mean, the novelty of having somebody that throws 97 to 100 and pitch and hit. I asked Mike Scioscia, I said, so ideally he pitches once every 6 days. How often does he play? Probably, he said, 3-4 times a week. So they back him off before he's going to pitch, and maybe the day after, depending on how he feels.
Everybody trying to figure out how this is going to work, how he feels. That one chopped towards short. Manny Machado's got it. Simmons is retired. And there are two down. Let's take a look at our fourth drive of the game. BAL AT ANA coming up.
Yeah, again, that's what he does. And, it's just, a pitch up. You made a good point. After the throwing error by Manny Machado, and that's your fourth drive of the game, you wonder if Alex Hut maybe just for a moment, maybe lost a little bit of concentration.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. So BAL AT ANA will stand in with 2 down and nobody on. The home run and a couple of ground ball outs. For Blyer, left-handers 6 for 23. Right-handers 5 for 35. Right-handers hitting only $143 against
the
him.
golden arm. Tell me, pitch every day.
The Orioles' rubber arm. Never tires of pitching. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. Long and winding road to get here. Now that he's here, I want to pitch. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Angels. No runs and 1 hit for the Orioles. And the pitch taken outside. Yet it's just a 2-0 ball game, and the Orioles are going to have the top of the order coming up in the 9th inning.
Some nice numbers right there for Luis Valbuena. 429 against left-handed.
Into left field, Trey Mancini. He's got only took 9 pitches for Blyer to work his way through. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what the Orioles can do. We go to the 9th. American Standard. Find your local independent American Standard heating and air dealer at MidAtlanticComfort.com. Beautiful regional train station just outside the ballpark here. The Angels have the 2-0 lead. The Orioles held to one hit, a double in the first inning.
Yeah, so Cam Bedrosian, former #1 draft choice out of Georgia. His dad, of course, a terrific pitcher, Cy Young Award winner, hard thrower, 93, 95, big curveball. And Gary, you were saying that Kenyon Middleton, who has been the guy that 6 out of 7 as the closer, elbow soreness, so he went on the disabled list. And if it's not going to be Jim Johnson, who got one pitch, 1 out, it's going to be Bedrosian for a while. Also, maybe Blake Parker, but tonight it's Bedrock. That's what his dad's nickname was. 48 games last year, 6-5 record.
Bedrosian 1 for 2 in save opportunities this year. The Orioles get the top of the order here in the 9th, trailing by 2. Trey Mancini has struck out, grounded out, and he has flied out. Angels trying to get out of a 4-game losing streak. Pitch will be in there for a strike by the Orioles, trying to kick off this West Coast 6-game sprint with a victory here in Game 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, put 3 on the board here, and then close it out in the 9th, and all of a sudden you're on your way.
0-1 delivery by Bedrosian. That's going to be one of them they wanted. Base hit to right field. Trey Mancini, who's found gold in that right field area, is on with a leadoff single.
Well, we saw Ohtani hit a double and it was on a curveball. Watch him just kind of wait for the hook. Saw the first one, took it. Second one stays up a little bit, and it's all in your approach.
So Trey Mancini's on. The Orioles' second hit, first one since Manny Machado's double in the first inning. And the Orioles get the potential tying run to the plate here in the 9th. Jace Peterson 0 for 3.
And Pujols will play behind him at first because of the scoreboard. 2-run lead. Try to take away the hole. Keep him close enough to, he doesn't go to second.
Bedrosian's delivery. He is going to miss inside for a ball. So the Orioles are going to make it interesting here in the 9th inning.
Well, for Cam, 6 saves last year, and right here again, I mean, 8 innings of baseball where you played real well in your hands if you're closing.
1-0 count. Runner off first base. Left-handers have hit 280 off Bedrosian this year. 241 for the right-handers. Mancini the lead on first. Bedrosian concentrating on the hitter. Peterson waiting on it. He'll take the pitch for a strike.
Well, that's usually where he pitches in velocity range. More 93 to 94.
Bedrosian owns a 1-0 mark against the Orioles in 8 games. He's never had a save opportunity against the Orioles. A run on 4 hits, 8 2/3 innings against Bedrosian for the O's. That ball in the air to left field. Upton was fairly shallow. He'll get over by the line and get it. The runner halfway. 1 down.
Yeah, that's part of the defense where you look at a guy's capability, how hard he hits the ball. Peterson doesn't hit the ball hard. Otherwise, that ball might have fallen for a double.
So they will use one of their visits to the mound. Here's Manny Machado's chance at redemption. It is a game of redeeming features. Manny, who committed the error in that 6th inning, they got the first run in, and then the Valbuena home run that followed. Went by Alex Cobb when the inning ended, gave him a tap on the leg. I owe you. Here's payback time. 1 down and 1 on. Machado 2 for 4 off Bedrosian. Runner off first. That one's going to get down the line. That's going to fall in for a base hit. It'll go to the wall. Mancini's coming. Bobby Dickerson's got the arm going. They're going to bring him home. Relay throw will come to the plate. Not in time. A double and RBI. Orioles on the board. It is 2-1, and Manny Machado represents the potential tying run at second base.
Yeah, so Bedrosian once again gets in trouble with a curveball. First pitch hook, Mancini single, and this ball second double. Fastball early on in the game, the only hit given up by Tropiano, and this ball just nailed down the left field line. Robbie Dickerson, you can see in the bottom of your screen, sending him in. Simmons sees that, tries to make a throw, but it's cut off.
So now Adam Jones, after Manny does his part, Adam's got a chance to tie the ball game up with a base hit, and there's only one away. Adam 0 for 2 off Bedrosian. Right-hander's delivery, breaking ball, base hit, center field. Manny Machado makes the turn. He'll score. No play at the plate, and the Orioles have tied it up in the 9th inning at 2-2 on Machado and Jones RBIs.
Well, they know Bedrosian's a two-pitch pitcher, and again, if you're going to hang your hook, you become very hittable. So there's another curveball, slapped back up the middle. You can see Trout cutting it off, and great jump, nice base running by Manny. So again, so there you go.
So a great comeback.
Yeah, there's your hook, and Adam finally has a good swing, gets a hittable pitch, doesn't miss it.
And Bedrosian, his third blown save of the year.
And Charles Nagy comes out, trying to calm him down. And they get somebody up in their bullpen. It looks like Blake Parker getting loose.
Manny Machado's 23rd RBI, Adams Jones 16th. Orioles had one hit coming into the 9th inning. They have picked up 3 hits here in the 9th, and they have tied the ball game up at 2.
And because you used Alvarez, you don't have a lefty to face Pedro Alvarez.
And the pitch on the way. Pedro will take it away. Did not go.
You know, Gary, it's funny. If you have the scouting report on Pedro Alvarez, you go, well, you don't want to get beat with your fastball. Well, he's already thrown 3 curveballs that have been massaged this inning. So now what do you do?
Pedro's got an 0 for 3 in the ball game. 1-0 count. That pitch will be a strike on the outside corner. So the Orioles hanging with them. As a result, right back in this ball game.
Well, just go back to that leadoff double in the 7th. They don't advance the runner. And the Orioles keep it at 2-0. Makes it a lot easier to come up with a couple of runs when you're struggling offensively.
1-1 delivery will be way up high. So a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
And Martin Maldonado doing the catching goes, well, I know what the right pitch is. That's a curveball, but I'm not sure he's going to throw it where I want it. He's not in this inning.
So Manny smiling again. 2 doubles in the ball game, an RBI, a run scored. Adam Jones, who had not had a hit in 3 at-bats, ties it up with a single. Off-speed breaking ball is going to miss up high. Bedrosian trying to figure out how am I going to get through here. A 3-ball, 1-strike count.
Well, this is when you want another pitch. And he doesn't have it.
Socia with the signs. Maldonado is catcher. Only one away. 3-1 delivery on the way, and that ball is going to be laced to left center. Trout. Jones will go back. And there are 2 down. So 2 away with a runner on at first base. That'll bring on Mark Trumbo. Mark in his return with the 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts and a fly ball out. Look back, credit due. Orioles starter Alex Cobb. 2 runs, 7 hits, 6+ innings. Brad Brock's up for the Orioles. The start by Cobb kept the Orioles well within striking distance. It just took them a long time to strike. 9th inning, but they did. Oh, 1 with 2 down. And that has quieted the house.
Talked about Trout playing more shallow. Not now. Not with 2 outs. And a man on second. He is guarding the warning track in center.
If he took 3 running steps, he'd hit the wall.
And the reason, of course, you want to cut a ball off and hope that it doesn't get to the wall. Jones, of course, with 2 outs at him, he'll be running on contact.
Jones being held now with the right-handed batter up by Pujols. Breaking ball.
Wow.
We wanted that one.
Yeah, got away with another one. Well, when you hardly got any at bats in spring training, and then of course you finally healed the quad, which they said it would take 6 weeks, and it pretty much almost to the day did. You're not always going to hit the pitches that you want to hit.
One ball, 2 strike count. Adam, the lead at first. Advantage here, of course, any base hit, any contact, he takes off. Put one in the gap, might get a run. 1-2 delivery on the way. Shattered bat to short. Simmons charging, short hop, and will get tumbled. But the Orioles come away with 2 runs. They do it on 3 hits. Mancini got a leadoff single. Manny Machado got an RBI, followed by Adam Jones with an RBI, and it is 2-2. Picking up a big RBI double. Adam Jones tying it up with a single. Mancini had led the inning off with a base hit and would score the Orioles' first run. And now Blyer will stay on. Castro worked an inning, a strikeout. Blyer came on in relief, retired the side in order in the 8th inning. You'll get Calhoun and Maldonado, and then Kinsler are due up. Calhoun a base hit, 1 for 3. And Blyer's delivery to him will be taken inside. There are no left-handed batters on the bench for the Angels. All of their left-handed swingers are in the lineup. 1-0 count. Blyer's delivery to him, great pitch, swung on and missed.
Well, that's what he does, and he's just able to stay out of harm's way usually by the quality, and he adds and subtracts and cuts it a little bit and turns it over, and he's tall and he hides it close stance, so you don't really see the ball well.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes. Third base umpire Dan Iasonia with the call.
Yeah, this is what Dan's looking at, and you can see how far the bat went out in the hitting zone.
So 1 ball, 2 strike count. Angels need 1 to win it. Orioles want to send it on to Moore. Blyer gets ahead on the count here, 1-2. Left-hander's delivery on the way, and that'll be inside. The Orioles have not won a ball game where they trailed after 8 innings. They're 0-19 when trailing after 8. The Angels have lost only 1 game where they have led after 8 innings. They are 15-1. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery by Blyer and fouled off, just tipped it. Keep in mind the Orioles, I think of it on this foul tip. Orioles, Francisco, the catcher that started, is out of the ball game after taking the forearm shiver from Alvarez on a play foul territory at third. So Caleb Joseph in. The Orioles would be forced to go to an emergency catcher if anything happens to Caleb. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery, hit into the shift, knocking it down. Peterson up, nice play.
Really nice play. You know what the Angels are looking for, leadoff runner, and then all of a sudden you can maybe play small ball if you wish. I mean, this ball's going into right field and in the well. Not only does he knock it down, and then from his knees, so he takes the hit away. That's going to be it for Blyer, but they're going to match up with Brock coming in.
Gets it done again, retires all 4 faced.
Game, tough afternoon in a win by the Orioles against the Tigers, and then it 2 starts before that, or 2 relief periods, 3 runs, so 5 runs in 2 out of his last 3 appearances. So again, you can see lefties doing a number on him. I think what Showalter talked about before. Certainly a very, very, very capable pitcher. Fastball, slider, changeup guy, and again, it's just a matter of staying inside your windup. It's been a little bit of a struggle for him because he's been that good. Richard Blyer, hey, there you go, golden arm, gets it done.
Gets the outs. So Martin Maldonado will stand in. Maldonado, a double, a single. He is 2 for 3. Rock's delivery to him. Be a pitch off the bat, I think. Foul ball. Or did it just hit the umpire? Played umpire Mike DeMuro.
Well, if it did, Caleb Joseph just didn't catch it. Yep, foul ball. Foul ball off the glove and then the mask. And they have it as 1-0.
0-1.
We have it as 1-0, but.
Pitch on the way, and it'll be outside. Brad Brock looking to send this ball game into extra innings. 1 down here in the 9th. Both of the runs scored in the 6th inning for the Angels. Neither of these teams been able to put together a lot of offense. 2-7-0 for the Angels, 2-4-1 for the Orioles. And the pitch, a breaking ball, will be taken outside.
Yeah, the thing for Brad, it's just, he's tall, 6'5", and again, he can get around stuff and whatever. But when I look at the radar gun, because he's always been in the mid-90s, and it's 92 or 93, there's something going on with the mechanics. And then you get into these hitters' counts. You don't want to be there.
3-1 delivery on the way, and that one in the air to center. Adam Jones, long run. It'll fall in for a base hit. It was off the end of the bat. So Maldonado is on with one away here in the ninth.
Again, playing deep because you don't want to have a ball over your head, and then I think he got fooled a little bit on the swing. Big swing right off the end of the bat. It's hard to read if you're an outfielder.
Chris Young will come on to run at first for Maldonado, representing a potential winning run. And that'll bring up the leadoff batter, Ian Kinsler. Kinsler has doubled, 1 for 4, a couple of ground ball outs and a pop out. 1 down, 9th inning. Ball game tied at 2. 8 hits now for the Angels. Throw over to get Young.
Well, the Angels do run. I mean, they've already stolen 14, only been caught once. And of course, Young, when he came up with the Diamondbacks, he was a guy that, 30-30 guy.
Young has 1 stolen base. That was taken all the way. It is in there for a strike. Kinsler bat on shoulder for that one to get a look at him. And he's checking down at third again. Able to see whether or not Young might be moving here. We're in the ninth. 0-1 count. Royals tied it up in the top half of the inning. Weak swing. Breaking ball away.
It's funny. He took the first one and it was a slider pretty much in the middle of the plate. And then when he goes to hit, here's the good slider. Couldn't hold it.
Brad Brach gets ahead of him, 0-2. Young not going. Kinsler taking. Kinsler 2 for 4, lifetime off Brad Brach. Bedrosian, blown save in the ninth. Orioles trying to steal one here in game 1. Popped up foul, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Young steps off the lead a bit at first. In the air, down the line. Santander coming over. May have a play. Oh, there we go. Just out of his reach. 1-2. Brock ready for a 1-2. Young not going. That's going to be a base hit into center field. Young stopped for some reason. Wouldn't have been able to go anyway. Ball was hit too hard. So Kinsler comes back on a 1-2 count and delivers a base hit to center.
Well, he gets a fastball right down the middle of the plate. We talked about Brad Brach struggling and a little more velocity, but location not where he wants it. So I mean, center cut. I mean, just smoked up the middle. And now they finally, after Trout's been walked 3 times intentionally, have to pitch to him because of the circumstances. The last thing you want in the 9th inning of a tie 2-2 game.
How ironic. This great game of baseball brings you these situations. Trout 1 down, takes the pitch on the inside corner. Buck Showalter walked him twice with runners in scoring position in the 5th, 7th inning. And again in the 3rd. 3 intentional passes. Now he comes up, can't walk him. 1 away, 2 on. Trout seeking a little revenge, just missed away. Trout is 1 for 6 off Brad Brach. 1 at bat he got. He struck out against Cobb in the 1st inning. Brock's delivery to him. Trout trying to get everything done right there.
Yep. On a very, very good changeup. Straight down. So So he got ahead of Kinsler, couldn't make a good pitch, singled up the middle. Same count here to Trout.
1-2 delivery on the way. Trout will take it up high. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. 32,345 the attendance. 3-2. 3-4-5. Not nearly that many left, but those who are on their feet. Brock with 1 down, 2-2 infield. Double play depth. Trout fouls it off, keeps the at bat alive.
And because of it, you look at him, he's such a big guy, but terrific speed. Well, unless he hits it really hard, sometimes it's very hard to double up.
Angels are 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position tonight. Trout asked for time.
Well, they certainly had their chances, and of course, if you win the game, you go, oh, okay. You know, maybe it was a 1 for 9 that won it. You go, okay, we'll be better tomorrow. Now, if you lose, you go, well, we really had our chance. It's the nature of this game.
This time it'll be Brock stepping off. 1 away. Blyer got the out to start the inning. Maldonado a base hit. Young running for him. Kinsler base hit. Cat and mouse going on. Trout. Brock. Two ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Upton on deck.
Well, the highest velocity, and again, you could just see when he jerks your neck. It just means a lot of times you can see him going a little bit left, so the ball runs in. I'm going to bring that ball down about maybe a foot. I'm not sure he could have done much with it.
3-2 delivery on the way. Trout when he draws the walk. The unintentional walk that will load the bases, moving the potential winning run to third.
Well, same pitch, and again, it's up and in, and it's off the plate. Nicely presented. But like we said, all game long, there has not been one high pitch call.
So Buck Showalter will come out for a strategy meeting now with Brad Brock. Upton coming up. He has gone 0 for 4 in the ball game, challenged on 3 separate occasions when Trout was intentionally walked in front of him. So now his moment of redemption may be at hand. Chance for a game-winning RBI.
And he doesn't have to get a base hit because of the circumstances. Put a ball in the air and any beat, the Oriole outfield will come in. Everybody kind of winding up their arms. They will come in where they can catch a line drive and still be able to throw Chris Young out at third base, who came in the pinch run.
Upton is 1 for 7 off Brock. That's Young representing the potential winning run. Infield in. Swing and a miss. Fell off the table on that one. 0-1 count. Strikeout, obviously, what Brock would love to get. The ground ball will be played to the plate, and then maybe third or first to try and get 2. There's your defensive alignment. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Upton swings at a breaking ball away. 0-2.
Well, what a breaking ball that will affect the first 2 pitches. Well, you can't draw it up on the board any better than that slider.
Upton will back out. Upton was up with the bases loaded, 3rd inning, 2 down, and grounded out on a comebacker. Came up in the 5th inning, couple on, hit into a fielder's choice. 7th inning, 2 on, struck out, and this time he wins the ball game. A base hit into left field. Justin Upton, his redemption is complete. Young will score, and the Angels will take a 3-2 win. Getting it here in the bottom of the 9th inning after the Orioles had picked up 2 in the top half to tie it up.
It's all about getting good pitches. 0-2, you want to make a good pitch, and he doesn't do it. Simple as that. Slider stays up, becomes very hittable, and they extended his contract for 5 years just for moments like this.
Though Bedrosian, after blowing a save, will get the win 1-0. Bronk will take the loss. He is 0-1. Angels end their 4-game losing streak, and for the Orioles, a tough start. After a gallant comeback in the 9th inning, the final Angels win it by a score of 3-2. Join us again tomorrow. Morrow's action, game 2 of this 3-game set. Dylan Bundy will be on the mound. Andrew Haney will make the start for the Angels. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 9:30 with those extra, presented by Ford. Game coverage will be at 10. This telecast has been a MASN presentation. Tom and Rick, they'll be coming up after a short break. Take a look back at the opener of this West Coast trip for the Orioles. Final 3-2 Angels. For Jim Palmer and all of our crew here in Anaheim, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks, everybody. Sleep tight. Adieu.